Night Health continues. I'm Mark Alyn. Coming up in about 15 minutes, we're going to be talking about herbs and medicine songs. So that'll be happening in about 15 minutes here on Late Night Health. Right now, we're going to spend more time with the author of Small Fry, Lisa Brennan-Jobs. And I asked this question quite a bit. When somebody is diagnosed with the big C, there's all kinds of things that go through their head. When you learn that your father had cancer, what went through your head?
I think that I was in some degree of denial for a while, not quite understanding it, because often it's not phrased that way. There's so many, I don't really know much about cancer really, but there are so many different cancers, and they have their own specific needs and cures and drugs, and so I was very much just, to whatever degree I was included in the discussion, which wasn't completely. I think I was just along for the ride of, the next thing that was working or not working. I wasn't thinking of it as this monolithic thing. And then also, when he was getting closer to dying, I just didn't understand, as I'm sure, maybe other people have this in common with me, but I just didn't feel like, it felt like it could go on for another million years or it could go on for another day. I couldn't tell how close it was, how bad it was. Even when it was bad, life felt like it would just find a way to keep going.
And, and life does.
I guess the short answer, I was kind of ignorant.
But life does go on. It's hard, especially right then, but life does go on when we lose our loved ones.
That's true.
Right?
It did feel strange to me just how the world kept on going. I've heard other people say that too.
Yeah.
With someone out of it, and then it just carries on with so much energy. And that felt strange, but also wonderful. And having a child, I do feel that acutely. Oh, I'm part of the past now.
Yeah.
No matter what I do, I'm the past. I'm the sepia photograph,
I like that. One of the things in the book, which is a recurring theme, and it's something that, again, we've talked a lot about here on Late Night Health, is the fact that I think loneliness, even in a city of, 4 million people like in New York, or 8 million people here in the L.A. area, we've got, 5, 6 million? 13. I can't even count.
I think we have about 8 or 9 in the New York area, don't we?
Anyway, yeah, something like that. There are a lot of people, but we're lonely. Why are we lonely?
It seems like it's a really important question of this time. I don't remember being particularly lonely as a child. I'm not sure if it's coming through that I was or I wasn't. But certainly connection is the most important thing to people, right?
Right.
And they're not necessarily finding it online. And they're not necessarily finding it in machines.
Yeah.
Or gadgets.
It's interesting. My wife and I will go out to dinner and we'll watch a couple, and they're obviously on a first or second date, and they're sitting there texting. And I always want to know if they're texting each other, but I
don't think they're texting each other.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe they're finding more Tinder dates as they're on one date.
I guess I think
there's an interesting question about boredom. I think creativity lies beyond boredom. And one of the problems with leaning too heavily on these crutches, like our phones or computers or other things, is that we don't let ourselves get through that uncomfortable adjustment to sitting in our skin and not knowing what's next and not getting feedback from the outside world. And I think through boredom, greatness lies. Kind of all the good stuff that people want lies through that. And it would make sense the way the world works, right? That the good stuff is through a gate of difficulty.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway, it's just like, it seems unfair, but it might be true. And part of the problem with loneliness is that, if you feel really deeply into it, it can maybe become solitude. I spent a lot of time alone writing this book, actually. I had to be really careful not to have too much of a social life because it's really hard to work that hard and see lots of people. And I found that past loneliness was a lot of freedom.
Well, a couple of things bear out, especially under your circumstance. Money can't buy health and can't buy happiness.
I guess it also can't buy time.
No.
Which is the most important thing. Like spending time doing the things we love and with the people we love.
Absolutely.
And you can't really buy that. I guess, obviously it helps past a certain point.
We are at it, Lisa. It's gone so fast. The book is New York Times bestseller already. Published date is this week. The name of the book is Small Fry, and I highly encourage you to read it. It really is a great book. And Lisa, anytime you want to talk about life in general, you're a writer, you NPR, LA Times, GQ, all this stuff. Anytime you have something to talk about, give us a call, and you're welcome back to Late Night Health. Okay?
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much. All right, I'm Mark Alyn, along with the insane Daryl Wayne. Don't go away. More coming up.